Jade, thanks for joining us. We'll start by reflecting on our 3-game week. It was a challenging one with obviously 3 fixtures after having not played for a month. But to end it with 2 wins is a real positive for the group, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, given the a lot of downtime in between, obviously our last fixture and the one going into the 3-game week was tough. My body's suffering now, unfortunately, but I think obviously we started off against Blackburn. It was a good performance, but obviously we didn't get the 3 points that we was after. And then obviously we really turned it around against Reading. A great performance with plenty of goals. And then obviously we showed up the week with another good performance against a tough Lewis side, I must say. But, it was comfortable in the end and a really nice week to finish on.
And as you say, despite the frustration of the Blackburn game, it was 3 clean sheets, 3 dominant performances. How good did it feel in those games for the team?
Yeah, really nice. It's actually really funny because I think, obviously, given the last few games that we've played, we've lost or we haven't had great performances. So the mood in camp's been low. And it's been really nice to actually witness and feel that winning feeling again. And the buzz around the team, the dressing room, the environment here again feels like it's a good vibe. And that's kind of what winning does for you. Obviously, football's not fun if you're not winning. And unfortunately, that's what we've kind of gone through. Kind of gone through that adversity again, and now we've sort of reaped the rewards of what a good performance looks like, obviously off Blackburn, and then we've got the 2 wins off the bounce of that.
And obviously, given the frustration of that February, were there important conversations within the group to make sure that when we came back into this 3-game week that we were ready and knew what our aims were? Yeah,
definitely. We've done a lot of hard work behind the scenes, a lot of stuff that we've kind of asked ourselves of ourselves personally and collectively as a group. Confidence has been low in February, and that's something obviously as professional athletes, that's something that you have to deal with within sort of isolation, but as well as a team, and that's something that we've kind of banded together, done the hard yards, done a lot of classroom sessions, which I think has definitely helped the morale of the group. And then, we go into that week and we suffer a little bit in the first game, but we don't allow the adversity to settle. And obviously sometimes a 3-game week really does wonders because you don't have a lot of time to kind of dwell on the result. You just got to get straight back to it. And that for us, I think, has been a really promising side for us.
And given the stage of the season that we're at, just how important will that confidence and momentum that we gained last week be for the remainder of the season?
Yeah, huge. I think most players know and most teams know when teams have got momentum, that it's hard to obviously stop that. And that's something that before Christmas we had a lot of. Obviously some of the games we wasn't winning in a very beautiful way, but we was grinding out results, and a lot of sort of the best teams find a way to win, and that's what we was doing, I think, and that's where this week's kind of settles back up to. We've got that momentum again. We kind of understand what our DNA looks like and what that looks like to set us up for a winning performance. But for us now, it's about obviously keeping with this momentum, understanding what does sets us up on the right track for that, and trying to limit the stuff that doesn't.
Do you feel like you've really thrived this season on having that freedom? You've obviously scored 3 goals, you've picked up a few assists as well.
Yeah, I think, to be honest with you, I think when I reflect on my career, I've always been put into a team because of my discipline and hard work and sort of the job I do off the ball. I feel like this season I've tested myself in possession as much as I have off the ball, and I think the freedom that I'm feeling at the minute with how I'm playing has brought out a completely different side of my game, and one that I'm actually really enjoying. And one of the first conversations I had with Daz at the start of the year was, I just want to enjoy football again. And I think the way that I am at the minute at 33, playing the football that I'm playing, if I wasn't enjoying myself, I wouldn't be doing what I was doing. So I think for me, it's credit to him allowing me to have that freedom, and obviously the rest of the team around me that's obviously going to do the dirty work that I don't have to. So yeah, I think it's been an exciting season. It's been one that I think I've needed for a long time. And just to play with a smile on my face has been really nice.
I was going to say, has it really showed and brought that love of football back for you after a few difficult seasons? Obviously, last year at Reading didn't go as you wanted it to, but to come in here, enjoy your football, but enjoy it off the pitch as well with the team that we have here.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that when you're part of a team, if the team isn't, a great environment, or the team's got adversity and it's dealing with it in a much negative way, to then go and play exciting, like free-flowing football with some personality is really difficult because you carry a lot of that stuff onto the pitch. And I think one of the best sort of examples of how together a team is how much freedom and trust that you have in each other when you play. And I think when we get it right, off the pitch, and I think it carries through to then on the pitch, and I think that's where you can probably see through our sort of peaks and troughs this season, where we've maybe got a little bit scrappy off the pitch, and then those performances have obviously impacted that, and then where we started to tidy up and get some almost team cohesion and togetherness and that want and fight and desire and that family feel again, and the trust. I think trust's been a really big word that we spoke about for the last couple of weeks. Once we've got that, the performances have come back to light, and it's like, okay, that's what we need to do, that's what we need to deliver, and that's kind of the work that you do day in, day out to obviously allow that stuff to come out to play on a Sunday.
And on to this weekend, we take on Charlton, who suffered a disappointing late defeat at the weekend. Does that make us more wary of the attack that they might bring now to really turn that around, and because they're in a similar predicament to us wanting to get promoted?
Yeah, I think obviously every game that we play now, we have to focus on ourselves. We've got 4 big games left. Obviously, every one of them now we have to go and gain points from. Obviously, for Charlton, they've had a very similar season to us. Lost points against lesser teams, gained points against teams in and around them. They're a really good side. Obviously, we can't take our foot off the gas now. Obviously, whoever we play, we can't really concentrate too much on them, because at the end of the day, we know from past experiences, when we get ourselves right, we can beat anyone on the day. So, I think their adversity that they've got, obviously, back end of the last week, they're going to want to come out and make amends for that. But also, from the flip side, we need to keep our momentum high. And obviously, we go and beat Charlton at the weekend. It puts us in a really good position post-international.
And obviously it comes when you're playing against a team that are up and around there, so it comes with that little bit of added pressure as well. But how important is it for us as a group to really use that pressure as a privilege?
Yeah, I think pressure's an interesting word in football. I think obviously you either thrive in it or you sink in it, and it's something that we have to, like you say, thrive and use it as a privilege. But at the end of the day, if we play our football and understand what that looks like in the smaller pieces building up to the bigger picture, there should be no pressure. There should be that element of freedom. And that's a word that we're really trying to push at the minute in this group, is play with personality, play with freedom, play with a level of confidence that we all possess, because when we're at our best, we're frightening. So I think the pressure has to be taken to one side, and it has to be the freedom that we have to push this week. Well, probably every week now moving forward to the end of the season.
And do you think it helps having a good mix of players in our group? We have those experienced players that have been there and done it at the highest level, and we've got some younger ones coming through. Is it important to have that blend in these moments so that you can all balance each other out nicely?
Yeah, absolutely. I think all the best teams are the ones that have got a mix, a blend, like you say. You need the experienced ones for people to kind of look on and lean on when pressure's high or when things aren't quite going your way. But then you need the youth, you need the ones that are fearless, you need the ones that don't know how to manage a game so well, then they might do something off the cusp and create something out of nothing. So the blend is always important, but I think the biggest thing and the biggest key for us right now is everyone being on the same page. And the only way that we kind of generate everyone being on the same page is by having leaders. And I think that's something that this team has a lot of, and the direction that we want to go in, everyone kind of knows what that looks like now for the next 4 weeks moving forward. And that's obviously a promising place to be.
Thanks, Jade. Good luck for the weekend.